Hey, what is up, guys? Joseph here for numbers 70 through 61 of the top 100 movies of all time.
Number 70.
The Help. Emma Stone, she plays the writer who finally comes up with an idea that might shoot her into stardom. And that's to take stories from African American maids and their experiences during the civil rights movement. It's either in Mississippi or Alabama. It's one of those two states. I want to say it's Mississippi. Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer. There's a moment that really kind of grossed me out that Octavia Spencer did towards Bryce Dallas Howard. She deserved it. Bryce Dallas Howard deserved it in this movie. Definitely check out The Help if you haven't already.
Number 69
is a bit of a cheat because it's two movies. But in terms of like story, I count them as one movie. And the director of the movies has said that it's one movie. And that's Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I loved Volume 1. Volume 1 was everything I was expecting, from the dialogue to the action, the characters. The second one was okay. It was fine. I didn't love it as much as the first one. When Bill's death happened, to me it was anticlimactic. Like it was a poke, and then he kept talking like nothing ever happened. Then he stood up, started walking, and fell down. That's how the big bad dies. Other than that, the Kill Bill movies were great.
Number 68.
Number 68 is Die Hard. This is probably my favorite Bruce Willis performance. John McClane, one of, if not the greatest action hero of all time. He's a cop who is put in a bad situation where he is trapped in a building with terrorists. And the lead terrorist is one of the greatest movie villains of all time. Hans Gruber, played by, rest in peace, Alan Rickman. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it.
Number 67.
Now, my number 67 is a movie that took me a couple times to finish, and that's Oldboy. Japanese. Is it Japanese? I'm looking it up right now. I'll talk while I'm typing. But it's something along those lines, and it took me a little while because they talked so fast, and I had to rewind so many times to fully get what was going on, and at the same time see what was happening while reading the subtext. This is one of those movies where it's very hard to explain, and I like even saying what the spoiler is. I feel God. So it's a South Korean movie where, you know, I really can't say anything about the story without spoiling something. I will say that this movie is not for everybody because there is something that is revealed that is messed up and twisted that happens near the end of the movie. I'm really trying to watch what I say. That really will take some people out of it. Let's just say it's been about a year and a half since I've watched Oldboy. I still haven't gotten over it.
Number 66.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Room. No, wrong movie. Number 66 is Room. Not The Room. Not You're Tearing Me Apart, Lisa. Just Room, okay? A bit of a slow burn at the very beginning. And like Oldboy, it's very hard to explain without really spoiling. Like I've all said to pretty much all of these movies. Great performance by Brie Larson. Jacob, I'll look it up while I'm talking. The kid started out being annoying to me, and as the movie progressed and things started developing, I actually enjoyed the kid. Jacob Tremblay, he was good. But the reason, that goes into spoiler detail, the story is a mom and son who Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay, and they are confined to a room, hence the name. And as far as the kid knows, that's the entire planet Earth, because the kid has never seen the light of day. So the kid, like, I'm really trying not to spoil, because like as the movie started developing a little more, at the very beginning I didn't know what the deal was. Is there some kind of like post-apocalyptic thing going on or something? I didn't know really anything going in, besides it was Oscar nominated movie. I know it was Brie Larson won the best actress, and the kid got nominated at least. I don't know if he won. Don't quote me on that. I think he got nominated for an Oscar or a Golden Globe or something. I know he got nominated for some kind of award, but I didn't know what was going on. So as the movie started to progress, like if you've seen this movie, you know how hard it is to explain without spoiling anything. It eventually develops to the point where it's revealed as what is going on, and after that was when the kid started to grow on me. This movie is a lot harder to explain than what I had thought, because I figured it was going to be a little tough, but I wasn't expecting it to be this freaking hard to explain. That and Oldboy. Okay, just check Room out, not The Room, because there is a difference. Room. Yeah, like always, I'll have that poster up so you can see what you're supposed to be looking for. Check that movie out. At least try it, and you may be surprised.
Number 65.
Number 65 is Scarface. Like Wolf of Wall Street, it's essentially the rise and fall of the main character. In this case, Tony Montana, played by Al Pacino. He's a Cuban immigrant who comes to Florida, Miami, and becomes a drug lord. Great performance by Al Pacino.
Number 64.
Number 64 is my second favorite Pixar movie, and that's Inside Out. Honestly, I didn't really care for this movie the first time I saw it. I liked it the first time. I didn't love it, but I rewatched it about a year ago. One of the movie channels, I don't remember if it was HBO or Stars or Encore. It was one of those movie channels. I liked it a whole lot more watching it at my house on TV. I don't know why I liked it so much more. Like, I don't know what was the cause of me not liking it in the theater, because it's the same movie. But for some reason, maybe it was like the theater experience, because the theater experience was pretty dull when I watched it in the theater. I don't know if that had something to do with it. I honestly don't know. I loved Inside Out the second time I watched it. Great voiceover work from the Five Emotions. Amy Poehler as Joy, Lewis Black as Anger, Bill Hader as Fear, Mindy Kaling as Disgust, Phyllis Smith, who played Sadness. Great voiceover work from all five of them. Basically a coming of age movie. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
Number 63
is a movie that if I hadn't started doing YouTube, I probably would have never watched before, and that's Princess Mononoke. I wasn't really expecting much of anything. I was tremendously surprised. Part of me doesn't even want to say the story, because when I didn't really know what the story was, I was pleasantly surprised. So part of me doesn't really want to say what the story is about, but I don't know what else to talk about. The animation style, and I know some people are probably going to say anime. To me, it's the same thing. The only difference is like the style. That's really the only difference. If you're one of those people who get upset when people call anime animation, comment down below and let me know and explain it, because the only difference to me is anime is from Japan and animation is from pretty much everywhere else, and the style. That's really the only thing that is different in my eyes. Like I said, if you're one of those people who get upset when people compare the two, saying the same thing, explain it to me in the comments. And don't be one of those people that go off in all caps and use expletives at me. You can express your opinion and your comments without being a freaking it's possible, but definitely check the movie out.
Number 62
American Beauty. Kevin Spacey, he plays as Lester Burnham, who's in the middle of a midlife crisis, and he falls in love with his daughter's friend, who's in high school, who's a minor. I think she's Well, I know in like senior year you turn 18 and you're legal adult. I don't know if they were senior or not though. That's beside the point. It's you're fantasizing about someone your daughter's age. In any other case, he would be the villain. And somehow he becomes not really a hero, but not a villain, but not really I guess an anti-hero, because I really don't know what to categorize Lester Burnham, Kevin Spacey's character.
Number 61.
It's Raiders of the Lost Ark. Fun family adventure. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, one of the greatest heroes of all time. He's an archaeologist who is hired to retrieve the Ark of the Covenant from, or before the Nazis do. And that's essentially the story. If you haven't seen Raiders, I will say I love Raiders. But after years of people telling me how good Raiders of the Lost Ark is, I didn't really care for Raiders of the Lost Ark that much. I loved Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm not saying I hated it or whatever, but yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark is my number 61.
Alright, that's it for this video. Be sure to hit that like button, it really helps me out, you guys. If you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check back tomorrow for numbers 60 through 51. As always, like me on Facebook at JMax97, follow me on Twitter at JMax97, links in the description below.